Hey there, Jerry. Hope you're having a great day today. Here's your video lesson. Here's your 3 things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those 3 things, and as usual, if you have questions or want to maybe look at anything, feel free to send it over my way, and I'd be more happy to answer. So let's get to it. So great work on both those pieces, on the Carcassi Andante, and the first stages of the Paganini Andante. The Carcassi Andante, very nice. It has a clear melody, clear counterpoint. We were talking about some things to polish it up, really, and maybe just add some extra dimensions to it that you maybe might have considered. And as far as the Paganini Andante, I'll talk about that in just a second. So what I'd like to do first is talk about left and right hand coordinations. This kind of goes beyond classical guitar. You can even do this exercise for electric guitar or anything pick based. But what I was noticing was that sometimes like your left hand finger would get there before your right hand finger would strike. So I was going to talk about that real quick. One thing that I like to do to get both hands talking to each other, because you want things to kind of strike at the same time, you want the finger to go down the same moment that the right hand plays, is a little jump exercise I have. So I'm going to get here to the 5th fret, 6, 7, 8, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop the finger. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get where there's no, like anything like that, or I'm trying to avoid that, or where this gets there beforehand, or this gets there beforehand. And I'm going to try to make it so when I hop the finger, the right hand strikes at the same exact moment. And the middle finger. And the reason why is because as we kind of move through the series, books 1 and 2, there's nothing crazy fast in book 1 and 2. And when we start getting into book 3, there's gonna be some more like little scale passages, like like things like that where you have be-da-da-da-dum. Like that would be one that's, I think, it's something like that that's in book 2. But you'll have these little flourishes, and if your left and right hand are kind of lagging between one another, that can make those patches more difficult, and I just noticed it in your video. So if you might as well start addressing that now rather than in 5 pieces from now. So work on that for me. And then for the Paganini Andante, beautiful right there, really nice playing. I hear the melody, the tune is very, very pleasant. It's actually one of my more favorite ones in the book. For this one, when the melody comes back around again for the repeat of the A, was it up? That's it. Right there, when you hit that last note, when you go to the next part, it's the first appearance of a guide finger. What a guide finger is it guides us from one position to the next position, or a shift. Like in those cases, these are guide fingers. I'm guiding from one spot to another with the same finger. It's not a glissando. If you look in the music, you'll see a little dash next to the 2. What that means, if that were like a long dash like this, that would mean a glissando, like a slide. But since it's a really short one next to the note, it just means a guide finger. So that's what that symbol means. So we could hear that last note. Ba-da-dum. First finger, and then second finger, you're in this half position right here, and then you shift in and grab that. So your second finger will play the F sharp, and your second finger will play the G right there. So just keep an eye on that right there. Another thing you want to practice for the B section of the Paganini Andante is the D major scale in 7th position. We talked about D major down here in book 1. Right? And then we connected it up here. And then we have our D scale. It's the same shape as that A major scale. That same major scale. Remember I said we wanted to be practicing the chromatic climb? Well, this is why, because that right there, so it's the same scale fingering all all the way up the neck from here to here. So you have the same pattern you have here for the A scale. 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4 fingers. It's the 7th fret. Same exact thing. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And what I'll do for that scale too is actually I'll say the note names out loud. That way when we start reading notes up in that position, right, which you're going to be doing for Paganini anyway, you'll see the note on the page and then recognize where it is on your fretboard, because this can kind of sometimes be no man's land if you had that problem before. So work on those two things. And then for Carcassi Andante, like I said, very nice. Very pretty melody you're playing there. The other thing I would add to it is in this part, let's see if I remember how it goes on the music in front of me. That's it. That's it. And then for the second time, you come up and do a tasto. That's it. So the first time through I play it here is an ordinaire position, and then the second time I play through that I would play here in tasto. It'll make it sound much nicer. And that's the kind of thing with classical music. It's not just about playing notes on the page, it's your articulation, phrasing, tone color, dynamics. All those things come into play. And that's why you buy these really nice guitars, is because they're capable of great beauty, more so than the higher end student model ones. So cool, work on those 3 things for me, and I look forward to seeing you on Saturday. Take care.